New holding stock prices falling from closer to $16 per share down to $11.80 as of this recording. So, what were the developments that are causing the share price to fall? Well, when a share price is falling, there's usually several factors that's causing the decline. So, in this video, I'm going to look at the company's most recent developments in their quarterly conference call that was held in mid November to decipher what's causing the stock price to decline and what's going on with new holding stock. So, let's take a look at the details.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So, New Holdings management team saying that they achieved 110 million customers by the end of the quarter, which reflected a 56% increase from the 70 million recorded just 2 years ago. The company's rapid expansion is coming in its home country in Brazil and also outside of Brazil in countries like Mexico and Colombia. But Brazil continued to fuel their growth with an average of 1.1 million new customers each month, bringing the total to 98.8 million at the end of the quarter. So out of the 110 million customers, 99 million of them are from Brazil. The newer countries it's trying to expand into, including Mexico and Colombia, are still in the early days, although the company did reach solid growth in Mexico. They achieved 1.2 million net additions in the quarter, resulting in a total of 8.9 million customers. That's still a very small fraction of the overall population in Mexico. And if they gain traction in that country, anywhere near the kind of traction they gained in Brazil, that could be a massive opportunity for new holdings and a new customer base. Colombia is growing more slowly and it's not as lucrative of a market for new holdings, but it did reach a milestone of 2 million customers and it's sustaining positive momentum for the launch of the Cuenta product. Now, this product is good at attracting customers for new holdings, but it's not generating that high of an average revenue per user. So it's actually bringing down overall average revenue per user for the company, but it's because that's like an introductory product to get people into the ecosystem. And then New Holdings has been good at adding new products. So the average number of products used in the latest quarter increased to 4. So the company gets you in with one product and then expands to new product offerings, and that increases the average revenue per user. So despite the depreciation of Latin American currencies against the US dollar during the quarter, the revenue surged to $2.9 billion. That was a 56% year-over-year increase. Net income also saw robust growth, reaching $553 million, leading to an annualized return on equity of 30%. Now remember, one of the 3 pillars of New Holdings strategy is for low-cost growth or achieving a low cost to serve. And that's a strategic advantage if you can maintain a low cost to serve customers. That gives you an advantage against competitors who might have a higher cost to serve customers if they don't keep costs under control. And that allows a company strategically to make decisions that could put the competition in a tough position. It can also help the company gain more customers because the cost to serve customers is lower, so they can spend more on marketing and incentives to attract customers because they know that they have an operating cost below competitors, so they can bid higher in advertising markets to attract customers because they know then once they have the customer, the cost to serve that customer is lower. So while the competition may have a cap, like we can only bid up to $3 to attract each customer. For instance, let's say in an app store, you can bid to have top placement in a certain category, right? The competitors cannot bid as high for that customer acquisition because once they attract that customer is not as profitable for them. So they have to bring down their willingness to pay because that customer does not add as much long-term value as it would for new holdings. So this has been a benefit for the company. One of the reasons I've liked this company for a couple of years now is because of that part of the strategy. It's keeping costs under control. Also impressive is that the revenue compounded annual growth rates for all cohorts acquired this decade is in the triple digits. That's a lot of jargon there in just one sentence. So let me try and simplify this. What they're saying is that in this decade, over the last 10 years, when they attract the customer, over time, that customer spends more and more money with new holdings, or I should say, that customer generates more and more revenue for new holdings. How much more? Well, triple digits, right? So the compounded annual growth rate of each customer, let's say acquired in 2015, has increased by more than 100%. So if that customer was generating, let's say, $5 in revenue for new holdings in 2015, that same customer is now generating over $10 in revenue for new holdings. So as they get acclimated with the platform and as new holdings add new products, they're able to get more revenue from each customer. And that's great news for long-term investors because the company I mentioned at the beginning of the video, how many million new customers they added just in the last 2 years. And if you apply this compounded annual growth rate to those millions of customers, it's reasonable to assume that those average revenue per users for each of those customers recently acquired will continue increasing over the next decade. So overall, in the most recent quarter, they added 5.2 million new customers, and that was a 23% increase year over year. And management saying here, like, as we start to reach this large level of customer base, especially in Brazil, because they've, saturated that market already over roughly 100 million customers in that country. So you're beginning to saturate that market. There aren't that many more customers available after you get to a certain point, right? Of course, the population of Brazil is larger than 100 million, but the management team saying, like, if we continue at this pace, we're going to reach a point where adding new customers will not be our focus. Our focus will be to keep existing customers and to get existing customers to add new products. So to increase the number of products per customer. So New Holding says that they established primary accounts with approximately 60% of their active customers. Primary accounts are important because this is the account that customers use most frequently. This is the account that they might have direct deposit from their workplace. That's where the money goes from their paycheck. And so that's the account they'll probably use when they go to shop, when they go to fill up gas in the car, when they go to make payments. It's the account that they're going to use most frequently. And so the highest engagement account is the primary checking account. So that's more important than just any account, right? Because you might have several bank accounts, but you have one that's your primary bank account. And that's the one that's most valuable for the business. And here, New Holding saying that the average number of products per active customer now stands at 4. And as they add new products, as they increase their capabilities, it looks like their customer base is adopting these products enthusiastically. So a lot of good things there, and we didn't really see much that highlighted why the stock price is down. One of the things there was the currency uh, moving against New Holdings, and that brought down revenue, and some other factors, including the geopolitical concerns, the tariffs planned against uh, trading partners of the US could really hurt the Latin American region because they depend on exporting to the United States. Also, the currency fluctuations, instability in the region. And there's a lot more to uncover. I'm going to have more videos on New Holding stock. It might already be published by the time you're watching this. So to get a more comprehensive look at the latest developments at the company, we'll understand more what's driving down the share price. Hey everyone, I'm excited to announce that my book is finally available for sale. I've been working on it for more than a year now, so I'm really excited to finally share this with you now. It goes through my framework for evaluating stocks. Some of you often ask why I like this stock or why I like the other stock, and this framework provides you the things that I look at when I'm evaluating stocks. I've added the link in the description below.